This week on Fireside News, Florida has done it again. Planet Fitness, a naked man, a bathroom fire. This one's going to be hard to unsee. Also this week, a heroic veteran tackles a would-be cockpit crasher mid-flight. A wedding goes viral after happening knee-deep in floodwater. And there's a new AI gadget that lets you replay your nightmares. But that's just the start. We've got beer-flavored ice cream, Tenacious D drama with George Clooney, and a Coldplay concert scandal so wild it cost the CEO his job. Oh, and we found out just how many adults are secretly peeing in pools. Spoiler, you'll want to keep your mouth shut during your next cannonball. So grab a seat by the fire. This week's roundup is ridiculous, heroic, and just a little gross. Let's dive in. Well, the tributes for Ozzy Osbourne just keep rolling in, and now they've gone full Muppet. Kermit the Frog jumped on Facebook to say, hey, no one rocked harder than Ozzy. And even brought up the duet Ozzy did with Miss Piggy on Born to Be Wild, which is honestly the crossover I didn't know I needed, you know? Lady Gaga closed her show with Crazy Train, Chris Martin covered Changes, and Wolfgang Van Halen busted out Mama, I'm Coming Home. Even Major League Baseball is in on it, posting Ozzy's notoriously bad version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And the New England Patriots, they thanked him for letting them use Crazy Train as their hype song. When puppets, pop stars, and pro sports are crying for you, you're officially a legend. South Park is back, and they came out swinging. After Paramount signed the $1.5 billion deal with the show, Trey Parker and Matt Stone thanked them by showing President Trump naked with a tiny little wiener. Yeah, that happened. In the season premiere, Trump's in a romantic relationship with Satan, just like Saddam Hussein used to be. And the whole thing ends with a live-action Trump impersonator stripping down in the desert PSA. Paramount gets roasted too, accused of caving to Trump after recent settlements and shakeups. Will Trump sue? Probably. Will this episode break the internet? Oh yeah. Planet Fitness is supposed to be a judgment-free zone, but this is pushing it. In Florida, you've done it again. A 25-year-old guy loses his mind when a Planet Fitness announces they're closing for the night. And instead of just leaving like a normal human, he stripped naked, ran through the gym, climbed into the ceiling, knocked tiles everywhere, and he tried to set the whole bathroom on fire while he was there. Police finally found him hiding inside a tanning bed, still naked. Dude racked up a whole bunch of charges: indecent exposure, arson, criminal mischief, lying to the cops. Basically, he speed ran Florida Man bingo in one night. Congratulations. A couple of wild good news stories for you. A veteran named Nicole Pruitt stopped a woman from storming the cockpit of a Delta flight mid-air. The woman was yelling about God, telling her to get off the plane, and also tried opening emergency exits. Nicole straight up tackled her and held her down until the crew tied her down. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, a couple literally tied the knot in a flooded church, knee-deep in water after a typhoon. And yeah, there are photos, and they're incredible. If through thick and thin doesn't include ankle-deep in floodwater, I don't know what does. There's a new AI gadget out of Amsterdam that lets you relive your nightmares on demand. It's called the Dream Recorder, and here's how it works. You wake up, you tell it what you dreamed about, and boom! It spits out this trippy video of your subconscious, kind of one of those AI fever dreams, you know? The bad news is, it doesn't read your brain. It's just based on what you describe, and you have to actually build the thing yourself from parts that cost about $300. Think low-def acid trip looking clips rather than full-blown Hollywood productions. Is it cool? Yeah. Do I want to see myself naked in high school gym class again? A hard pass. Congratulations, America. We are gross. A new survey found that more than half of adults admit to peeing in the pool. Not kids, not toddlers, grown-ass adults. And almost a quarter of people said they saw poop in a community pool and wouldn't report it. Why? Because they didn't want the pool to get shut down. Chlorine can only do so much. And that clean smell you think means the pool is sparkling? That's actually a byproduct of chlorine mixing with sweat, pee, and other mystery fluids. So next time you cannonball in, maybe keep your mouth closed. Because, well, Florida. Of course he did. A 38-year-old Florida man is facing DUI charges after cops caught him swerving down a busy highway on a riding lawnmower at 8:30 in the morning. Witnesses say he's weaving like it was Talladega, except instead of NASCAR, it was John Deere. Troopers say he showed classic signs of impairment, refused sobriety test, and got arrested right there on the side of a toll road. No word if the mower was impounded or if someone had to mow the yard for him while he sobered up in jail. So apparently George Clooney isn't just out here sipping espresso and smiling with his perfect teeth. He's also breaking up rock duos. In a wild twist from a new Hunter Biden interview, it's alleged that Clooney pressured Jack Black to split up Tenacious D. Why? Because KG cracked a dark joke about a Trump assassination attempt and Clooney didn't want the smoke. Hunter went off saying Clooney isn't an actor, he's a brand, and accused him of stabbing his dad in the back with that New York Times op-ed. Bottom line, when Clooney calls, you apparently ghost your bandmate of 20 years, which is ironic because Tenacious D once swore no one can destroy the metal. Well, turns out George Clooney can. Here's a new one. Getting kicked out of a festival where you're the performer. Dylan Marlowe rocked the stage at Country Jam USA, then tried to watch his buddy Jake Owen from the crowd. But security wasn't having it. They told him to move, he said something spicy, and boom, they escorted him out by his shirt like a rowdy bar patron. Apparently no amount of, but I just played here on stage could save him. No wristband, no respect, I guess. He's probably bummed, but let's be real. If you're a country singer and get bounced from your own gig, that's just outlaw street cred right there. Here's a hot take. Not everything needs to be ice cream. But here we are. Guinness beer-flavored ice cream is officially a thing. It's made by Van Leeuwen and it's got chocolate chunks in it. It's called Lovely Day for a Guinness, which sounds like something a hipster bartender would say while pouring foam art. Now, it's not alcoholic, but still, do you give it to a kid? Or do you drop a scoop in a pint glass and pour real Guinness over it and make a beer float? That sounds amazing. It's limited edition, so if you want to be the weird friend at the cookout, hey, here's your chance because Guinness ice cream is a thing now. Now this one hits hard. Malcolm Jamal Warner, aka Theo from The Cosby Show, has died after getting caught in a rip current in Costa Rica. He was only 54. He'd racked up a solid list of credits over the years. He was in Sons of Anarchy, Suits, Dexter, he even directed an episode of The Fresh Prince and Sesame Street. But to most of us, he's just Theo Huxtable. Cosby, who's still around somehow, said it reminded him of the call he got when his son was murdered back in the 90s. A sad full circle moment. Sometimes it's the quiet ones from your childhood shows that leave the biggest impact, and Malcolm Jamal Warner will be missed. So Coldplay's Kiss Cam has officially claimed its first corporate victim. It's tech CEO Andy Byron, who was caught smooching someone who wasn't his wife on the big screen in front of thousands of people at a Coldplay concert in Wisconsin. I repeat, a Coldplay concert. We've all seen the memes blowing up the internet all this week. Chris Martin literally warned the crowd before the camera rolled, saying, hey, if you haven't done your makeup, do it now. But what he meant was, if you're cheating, now's probably your chance to vanish. The camera didn't even show any couples this time, which feels like Coldplay's soft apology to everyone who got internet roasted last week. Meanwhile, Byron resigned from his company, Astronomer, with no official statement. Honestly, what do you even say? Sorry I got Coldplayed? The memes have been wild, and the country music world is even piling on. Luke Bryan literally shouted, "Who's with their secretary tonight?" from the stage. It was great. So yeah, Coldplay might have created the first concert feature that doubles as a lie detector. Pee-wee Herman fans, your moment has arrived. The actual red bike from Pee-wee's Big Adventure is headed to its rightful place, the Alamo. No more basement jokes, no more conspiracy theories. It's happening for real. The original bike is now owned by the Alamo. It'll be permanently displayed in their new museum, which is opening in 2027. But if you can't wait that long, you'll be able to see it for a limited showing in San Antonio later this year. For those of us who grew up watching Pee-wee outwit clowns and dinosaurs just to get his bike back, this is like the Smithsonian adding Indiana Jones' whip or Marty McFly's hoverboard. Iconic doesn't even cover it. A Beyonce concert in Atlanta ended in chaos, not from Bey herself, but from a bug. Yeah, a single bug. As fans are leaving the venue and hopping on the escalator at the train station, someone screamed after seeing a creepy crawler. That scream triggered a domino effect. People started panicking, the escalator sped up, and full-on stampede broke out. 11 people were injured, one person even broke an ankle, all because of one rogue insect trying to catch the end of Crazy in Love. Officials say the escalator sped up, then suddenly stopped, which just added to the mess. Nobody knows what kind of bug it was. Meanwhile, the rest of us are left wondering if concert insurance now needs to include bug-induced hysteria. Only in Nevada could a man chug a bottle of Tabasco sauce and then try to throw hands with strangers in a sporting goods parking lot. Police say Michael Smith was spotted shirtless, red-faced, and clearly not having a good day outside a local store. After polishing off an entire bottle of Tabasco sauce like it was Gatorade, he started challenging people to fights. And when the cops showed up, he pulled a knife and hurled insults like it was Spicy stand-up tour. Thankfully, no one was hurt, except maybe his pride and possibly his digestive tract. You know that guy's got hot hole, right? Smith was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. The hot sauce, they say, was, quote, disposed of, according to the police. Next time you feel rage coming on, maybe try a glass of milk instead of liquid lava. Have you heard about Natasha from British Columbia? She's been getting phone calls for nearly a year from strangers saying, hey, I found your cat Torbo. The only problem, Natasha doesn't have a cat named Torbo. Her real cat, Mauser, has been living the good life indoors. So what gives? Turns out her phone number was printed on a fake missing cat t-shirt sold online by a sketchy novelty company. Just a random design that included her real number and fake feline. Once she and her partner finally got someone to explain where they got the number, the mystery was solved. The company pulled the shirt, but Natasha's keeping her number. She says she deserves a free shirt out of the whole deal, and honestly, she's not wrong. Moral of the story, though, don't believe anything you read on a t-shirt, especially if it involves a cat named Torbo. Well, if you had fun hanging out with us today, I want you to hit like, smash that subscribe button, and join us every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific for a brand new episode of Fireside News. And the cheapest way to support the show, drop a comment. Seriously, it tells YouTube you like what we're doing and helps more people find us, all right? Let me know which story blew your mind this week.